And so today we're going to cover the area and perimeter of rectangles. So let's just go over the definitions. Area is the number of square units in the interior of a figure. So remember that if you have a field or something like that, think of the area as the grass or how much space the cows have to roam. So how many square units are inside that pasture or whatever. Okay, perimeter is the distance around the figure. So think about the fence that you have to build to hold the animals in or something. So the perimeter is all the outside edges. Okay, so here's our formulas. For area of a rectangle, the formula is length times width for area. Then for perimeter, it's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so on a rectangle, remember that the sides opposite each other, those parallel sides are always equal to each other. So we have 2 of those. Then we have 2 of our widths because those are also the same length or same distance on those. So that's why. All right, so we're going to see if we can't find some of the missing values for these figures. There are a couple things. We'll go over that in a minute. So the length. If this is telling me this side length is 5 square roots of 2, then I also know that this one is 5 square roots of 2. Because those are the properties of your rectangle. If this width is 4 square roots of 2, then the other width also has to be 4 square roots of 2. If not, they are not rectangles, so that's just the property of a rectangle, is that those opposite sides are always the same length, so that's how we get those. So length here is going to be 5 square roots of 2. The width is 4 square roots of 2. So remember, to find the area, the formula is length times width. So we're going to multiply the length, 5 square roots of 2, times the width, 4 square roots of 2. And remember, when we multiply those, anything that's a radical or has a root sign in it, it's the outsides. The 5 times 4 is 20. Then the radicals are multiplied, so square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the square root of 4. Well, we know the square root of 4 is 2, so that's 20 times 2, which is 40. So the area here is 40. Now, to find the perimeter, remember that formula is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so our length is 5 square roots of 2 plus 2 times our width, which is 4 square roots of 2. So 2 times 5 square roots of 2 makes 10 square roots of 2 plus 2 times 4 square roots of 2 is 8 square roots of 2. Well, since both of these terms are square roots of 2, we can add them together and get 18 square roots of 2. And that is our answer there for the perimeter. Okay, let's do a couple more. Now on this one, you can do a couple of things. First, the way that we're going to do it, hopefully we remember our rules about 30, 60, 90 triangles and 45, 45, 90 triangles. But remember, on a 30, 60, 90 triangle, if I've got something that's 30 degrees here, that tells me it's 90 degrees, so this is 60 degrees here. The hypotenuse is always 2x. The one next to the 60 is always x, and the one next to the 30-degree angle is x square roots of 3. Well, this is telling me that is 4. So this 2x is equal to 4 because that's my rule. The rule here is that 2x. Well, if we're told that that's 4, we can decide, well, then x has got to be 2 if we divide both sides by 2. So that tells me then that the side that's with the 60 degrees is x, which is 2. The side with the 30 degrees is 2 square roots of 3, or x square root of 3, and we know x is 2, so that's 2 square roots of 3. So the length here is 2 square roots of 3. The width is 2. So to find our area, remember, and we're still looking at a rectangle, they just drew the diagonal across there, which made that a triangle. So we were able to figure out those side lengths, but we're still finding the area of the rectangle, which is length times width. Well, 2 square roots of 3 times the width, 2, is 4 square roots of 3. So the area is 4 square roots of 3. Now the perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Well, we've got 2 times the length, which is 2 square roots of 3, plus 2 times our width, which is 2. So 2 times 2 square roots of 3 is 4 square roots of 3, plus 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, I cannot add these two terms together because they are not the same kind of terms. So that is our final answer. We've just got to leave it as 4 square roots of 3 plus 4. All right, so now let's go to squares. So remember, the property of a square tells us that all the sides are the same length on a square. And that's the property of a square that we need to remember. So just like the formula for a rectangle was length times width, well, you can still see that on a square. It's the side squared because they're the same thing. So length times width or side squared, that's basically the same formula, but just on a square, those side lengths are the same, so you're just squaring it. The perimeter of a square, since all the side lengths are the same, is just 4 times the side length. Okay, so the length here is x minus 2 in this example. Well, we know these little marks here mean that all these sides are the same length. That's telling me that's a square. So the width is also x minus 2. Well, remember, to find our area, that is side squared. Our side is x minus 2. So x minus 2 squared. Remember, that means write that thing twice and then multiply it out. So x times x, is x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. Another negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 makes positive 4. Let's join our like terms. And that is as far as we can go on that area. So we've got x squared minus 4x plus 4. So now let's find the perimeter. Remember, perimeter is 4 times the side length. So 4 times the side length, which is x minus 2, gives us, distributing that 4x minus 8. So that's our perimeter. Okay, so now we have got a square with a diagonal of 6. Okay, so we've got a square. All the side lengths are the same, but the only thing that we are told is this diagonal is 6. Now you can use the 45, 45, 90 triangle rules if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and draw them over here. Sometimes it's if it's, and we know automatically if that is a square, then those are going to be the same angles. But that rule is x, both sides are the same, and then this is x square root of 2. Okay, but I'm going to do it a different way just so y'all can sort of see this also. So remember, this is one of our side lengths. This is a side length all the way around. So remember our Pythagorean theorem that says if I take one side of the triangle and square it plus the other side of the triangle and square it, that's equal to the hypotenuse squared. Well, if I've got side squared plus side squared, that makes 2 side squared is equal to 6 squared, which is 36. Well, now I can divide both sides by 2, and I get s squared is equal to 18. Well, if I take the square root of both of those to get just what s, the side length is, okay, so we've got to rationalize that square root of 18. That is 9 times 2 is 18. So the square root of 9 is 3. And then we still have the square root of 2. So all these side lengths here are 3 square root of 2. So to find the area, that is side squared. So 3 square roots of 2 squared is 9 square roots of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 9 times 2 is 18. So the area is 18. Remember how to find perimeter of a square is 4 times the side length. So 4 times 3 square roots of 2 gives you 12 square roots of 2. Okay, now here we're given an example. The length of a rectangle is 4 more than twice the width. Okay, well then we've defined our width as just W. The perimeter, we're told, perimeter is 62. So, all right, remember, perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Well, we're told that the perimeter is 62. So we've got 62 is equal to 2 times the length, which is 2W plus 4, plus 2 times the width, which is W. Okay, so 62 is equal to, we're just going to distribute that 2 inside those parentheses. Adding my W's together with 4 and 2 there makes 6. All right, so now we can solve for W. So 62 minus 8 is 54. Divide both sides by 6. So our width is 9. So that width here is 9 on both sides. And then 2W plus 4. So 2 times 9 plus 4. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 4. So our length here is 22. Then we're told to go find that area. Well, remember, area is length times width. So 22 times 9 is 198. Okay, so it's like, again, geometry is just this puzzle you're having to figure out. It's just a lot of fun. Okay, so now we've got another rectangle. We're told the diagonal through this rectangle is 10. We're told this side length is 6, but we don't know what the width is. So we're going to have to go find this. Now you might want to use that Pythagorean theory again. Remember the C, your a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. C is always the hypotenuse, which is the one that's across from the 90-degree angle. So we can say here we've got 6 squared plus b squared is equal to 10 squared. 6 squared is 36, plus b squared, 10 squared is 100. Subtract our 36 from both sides, so b squared is equal to 64. We'll take the square root of both sides. The square root of 64 is 8. So b here is 8 on that side. So the length of this rectangle is 6. The width is 8. So the area, and again, we're talking about the rectangle. We're not talking about a triangle. They're just giving us that as a measurement, is length times width. Well, the length is 6. The width is 8. 6 times 8 is 48 for the area. Remember, the perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. We know our length was 6. Our width was 8. So 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 2 times 8 is 16. So that adds up to 28 for the perimeter. Okay, I think we have a couple more quick examples here. I know this is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to just tell you, remember the 45, 45, 90 triangle. That's x square root of 2 for the hypotenuse, x and x. So that's telling us both these sides are 4. So I'm just going to speed this up just a little bit. The length is 4. The width is also 4. So the area is length times width, which is 4 times 4. So that's 16. Your perimeter is 4 times the side, so 4 times 4, which is also 16. Okay, so now we're given a different kind of shape here, and what we might do to find the area here is come up and draw this and find the area of this portion, and then find the area of this portion. Okay, well, the area of this one is going to be easy. It's going to be 6 times 6, so that area is 36. The area of this side, okay, we're told that this is 5, so we know this is also 5. Let me put it on the inside, 5. We're told from here to here is 6. So that's 6, and then we're told from here to here is 5 again. So we can conclude that this whole side here is all those added together, which is 16. So the area of that rectangle portion of this is 16 times 4, which is 64. We figured out the area of the square portion was 6 times 6, which is 36. We add those two together to come up with the total area, and that is 100. Okay, so then in order to find the perimeter of an unusual type shape, remember, we're just going to have to add up all the sides, all the side edges. Where would I put a fence? So all the showing sides. So I'm going to say the 16 plus the 4, and I'm just going around, plus the 4, plus the 5, then the plus 6, plus 6, plus 6. That gets us all the way around to here. Then we've got another 5 and 4. You add all that up and you're going to get 52. So the perimeter is 52.